Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to AIM Impact on Your Health. AIM Impact on Your Health, where every day our goal is to have you learn at least one thing to help you live better and longer. AIM Impact on Your Health is heard each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9 o'clock. I'm Dr. Dennis Courtney, and I'm with you each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9. AIM Impact on Your Health, where each day you'll find current medical news, knowledgeable guests, fascinating health topics, and of course, where we do encourage you to call in to join in. Today, folks, it's just a welcome to be back and be with you live. I've been away, taking the family to the Cancun shores, and we try to do this every year. As usual, we got beat up pretty bad on our return. Didn't get back till very, very early on Monday morning. For that reason, we didn't even do a live show on Monday, and you heard the Dr. Gary Gordon show. Anyway, we're back live. Plenty of things to do, plenty of things to talk about, and a lot of activities coming up. Hope to be able to bring you up to date on every single thing and every one of them. Want you to be back on board with us, thinking that you could call us at any time, too, if you want to sort of take over the place at 412-825-6262. You know that number very well. We got plenty on our plate to get to you today. Now, look, our guest, you know her very well. I'm sorry I couldn't announce that she was coming with much anticipation, but when I mentioned that Charmaine Bassett is going to be our guest today, the original Dr. Vavavoom herself, from over there near Toledo, Ohio, is going to be our guest today because she's one of our featured speakers at our up-and-coming conference. Now, if you didn't know, we've been preparing for and will be holding a very interesting conference here on microcurrent therapy coming up in the month of April. I feel that we literally launched this whole topic of microcurrent, how it can help you, into the Western Pennsylvania area. We're educating you each and every time I take to the airways, but we had to do something a little more than that. And that has turned out to become our offering in the month of April. We have a conference coming up. It's going to be held on the weekend of April 10, 11, and 12 at the Crown Plaza Hotel out in the South Hills across the street from South Hills Village. Now, we got a perfect lineup of speakers. Shannon Gosen is going to be our featured speaker. She's going to be accompanied by Charmaine. Yes, Charmaine Bassett is coming to town. And Richard Finn, who's already in town, will find directions to get to the hotel, and he'll be there too. I'll be on the agenda. It should be a wonderful time and educational experience for you all to learn how to use microcurrent therapy to help you in your particular medical endeavors. So if you're thinking about it, maybe you want to listen today to Charmaine and we'll let her talk about microcurrent and how she's used it in her practice, because she's been doing this for many, many years. She has the famous, it's called Blue Box. We'll ask her about that Blue Box today. And then if you're interested, look, we got a website. Shannon arranged for it as only she can. If you want to learn more, get the entire description of the day's events. On the 10th of April, that is the day for lay people only. If you're not a practitioner, if you want to learn how to use microcurrent for yourself and for your family, and you want some levels of sophistication far and above just turning the doggone thing on and hoping it works well for you, April 10th, a Friday, all-day Friday, is your day to be enriched in the use of the device. If, in fact, however, you are a practitioner, to whatever level that may be, you want to participate at the practitioner level, which will be held on Saturday and Sunday from I think it's 8 or 9 in the morning. Check the agenda. Go to Microcurrent Conference. That's microcurrentconference.com. And there you'll find what we call the email blast describing every aspect of this conference and allowing you to read up as much as you'd like to. If you'd like to go, like to come, give us a call here at the office, 724-942-3002. talk to Sister Sarah. She'll get you enrolled. So once again, the website, microcurrentconference.com. And when you get there, you'll see a pretty nice put together website on this email blast that Sarah put together. Shannon put it up. She said we are in the 21st century or whatever century we're in, and we got to use the kind of media for that particular time. And I think it's a well done website. Once again, the conference coming up, and we'll be having a lot of shows on Microcurrent. Shannon will be with us, and she'll be our guest on Monday. Charmaine's with us today. We'll have Richard before the doggone thing takes place too. Microcurrent education is coming to Western Pennsylvania by us, and why not? We introduced the whole concept to you anyway, literally just a couple of months ago, a few months ago. Okay, up and coming guests too. Now let's see, on Wednesday next week, things are getting kicked off again with the Freedom of Choice in Cancer Therapy group. Talk to Sylvia. Guess who she arranged, and I guess Dan had him on his show. Cass Ingram. He always lights up a room. Cass Ingram is coming to town, folks. He's going to be the featured speaker at the Freedom of Choice in Cancer Therapy group that will meet. Here it is now. It's fourth Thursday in March. It's going to be on the 26th. Freedom of Choice group, out there in Oakmont at the Riverside organization there. 7 o'clock, Thursday, the 26th of March. Cass will be there. He always has a message. We're going to find out partially what that message is. He's going to be my guest on the show on the 25th, which is a Wednesday. So I hope you enjoy having the opportunity to hear from Cass here on the show. And then the very next day, he'll be out there at the Freedom of Choice in Cancer Therapy group, which is going to meet 7 o'clock out there in Oakmont. I'll be talking more about that as time moves on, too. We'll have Richard here on the 30th, Richard Finn, that is. And, got to make an announcement about this one. The TLS group. This is the Transition Lifestyle Systems group that, had its first original beginning back in September 2014. 10 weeks of, depending on what you do it for. Some people do it for weight loss and weight control. Others that I've sent to the course had to do it for blood sugar control and hemoglobin A1C correction. Anyway, they're just finishing up with the winter course, which started in January 7th, and they're just finishing up. The next go at this, if you've been waiting for the next opportunity to jump in, it's going to start on Wednesday now, not a Saturday. Maybe they've decided to switch it off for some people that have some conflicts for Saturday. Wednesday evening, 7 o'clock at the Dr. Tyson office out there. That's called South Point Chiropractic, right at the exit of South Point exit of I-79. So we'll have more on that subject, but I just want to let you know, if you're interested in becoming a part of the Transition Lifestyle System program, a 10-week program to help you, a coach. You really need a coach to help you with these weight loss issues and blood sugar issues. Look forward to that starting up. More on that as time moves on. As they say, I've been gone so long, I got a lot of catch-up to do. Final catch-up has to do with the eye program. We hold one every month. Of course, these programs are originated by Dr. Edward Condrat, an extraordinary ophthalmologist from the Western Pennsylvania area, Pittsburgh, in fact, who's developed a program, bar none, the top way to correct serious retinal diseases in the world, comes right here from Pittsburgh. You know him very well. He's been on our show many times, but his 3-day treatment program is able to reverse very serious eye conditions that have no treatment in the conventional world, and I mean none. Things like MACD, macular degeneration, glaucoma, diabetic retinopathy, retinitis pigmentosa, macular pucker, macular hole. The list goes on, and if it's retinal, there's nothing that can be done in conventional, and so much that can be done in alternative. Our next eye program literally less than a week away, is going to be held on the 23rd, 24th, and 25th of this month. More on the April program by the time the next show rolls around. I'll give you the dates on that. And that pretty much should bring us up to speed in a rapid fashion. Enjoyed the vacation, folks. My guys, 4 strong, actually enjoyed it very much too. But we're back. Have at it. A busy spring schedule just unfolding. Everything around this microcurrent conference, a lot of activity, a lot of hubbub, and we're going to start with that hubbub in just a moment when we get to our featured speaker today, our guest today, Charmaine Bassett. So let's do this. We're going to take a short break. In the interim period, we'll be getting hooked up with Charmaine and let her tell you about her experience with Microcurrent and how she sees the conference coming up on April 10, 11, and 12 working out for you. Be right back in a moment with Charmaine. uh, 11 and 12. Our conference is going to be held at the Crown Plaza Hotel out here in South Hills, Pittsburgh, across the street from the um, South Hills Village on Fort Couch Road. Now, this is going to be a 3-day conference, and the first of the 3 days, April 10th, which is a Friday, is for lay people only. People that like to use and think about using microcurrent. So many of you are interested in using these devices for your own medical issues. particularly pain problems, but certainly not confined to pain problems alone. Nonetheless, whatever organic dysfunction you may have or chronic pain issue you may have, Microcurrent has a solution for you, and might very well be right up your line to learn more about it and to be able to treat yourself at home over the long haul. That actually has a major benefit and turnaround for whatever medical problem you may have. So, laypersons absolutely needed to be included with their own training day, and we've certainly allowed for that to happen by starting this conference off with a full day for you. Then, as we move through to Saturday and Sunday, there are plenty of practitioners, some of which have already been devoting themselves to the use of microcurrent, others who are just now becoming aware of microcurrent and how helpful and beneficial it may be to them in terms of being able to offer to the people that they literally take care of. Their level of sophistication needs to be definitely a few notches higher than the layperson, and for that reason, we'll be having our initial course with them. More than likely, as I see it, a first course which will lead to a second and a third, and there just need to be increasingly larger amounts of sophistication that one can expect as time moves on. Their need for more education will increase, and we'll certainly meet it. The participants, the speakers of this course are bar none the top known clinicians in the country when it comes to the use of microcurrent. Now, you've all been introduced to microcurrent through a young lady, been on the show many times, who literally has taken charge of this program and is known countrywide as the top educator when it comes to teaching clinicians how to use the microcurrent device. Her name is Shannon Gosen. She's been our go-to person every single month. We had Microcurrent Mondays now. This is dating back since October of 2014. Well, Shannon finally put together her dream, which was to offer these courses to Western Pennsylvania and other parts here in the Eastern Seaboard. She is recognized, as I mentioned, by the people who developed these devices as the go-to person when it comes to educating the benefit to Western Pennsylvania. This is the first time she's holding the course on her own, and you'll enjoy being taught by Shannon and the use of microcurrent. Whether you are a layperson or whether you happen to be a clinician, on either extreme, I think you'll find her to be very capable of taking you to wherever you may be and bringing you to a level you never thought you could attain. And I think Shannon has that art, that ability to communicate sometimes difficult concepts and make them much more simple and easy to understand. Now, along with her is an outstanding additional group of Charmaine. We're trying to wait to hear from Charmaine today. She's yet to check in, and Bill will let me know the moment that happens. But Charmaine Bassett, who continues to come back to Pittsburgh. This is, as I call her, the original Dr. Va-Va-Va-Boom. Her practice is located near Toledo, Ohio. But she is a practitioner in all things health-related and nutrition-related. Aniana Kai is her Indian tag. She deals with herbals that require her to be a member of an Indian nation. I'll let her talk a little bit about that when she finally comes aboard. Anyway, you all, every time she holds a conference at the Freedom of Choice in Cancer Therapy Group, and she's been doing that for 8, 9 years. She always fills the room. You always enjoy listening to her and have her explain to you whatever that topic happens to be. You didn't know that she was an expert in the use of microcurrent, as she is in so many other things. And so Charmaine Bassett is also on the teaching staff that will be here for that particular conference. And then finally, too, Richard Finn. You've come to learn of him since Shannon has brought this topic to us many times. Richard has been now in our office seeing patients on a regular basis. He's here 2 days a week. And he's been using microcurrent in his practice as a trigger point myotherapist, treating pain problems for over 6 years now, and another great addition to the staff. So we're really pleased with who we've been able to assemble and help bring and enrich you on the use of the FSM, which is frequency specific microcurrent. And with that, he'll be able to um, sort of top and round out our entire. Oh, by the way, too, we have young lady from the Monongahela area. Okay, and she'll be. She has a spa, a health spa. She's also a trigger point my therapist. She will be participating. We'll have her on the show also before it's time to hold the actual program. So trying to kill a little bit of timer, hoping Charmaine gets back with us. We'll take another short break and see how we stand with that. We may end up switching gears. You know, you're always prepared to do that around here. If we do, I'll let you know, and we can just open up the phones today. It's been so long since you had the opportunity to weigh in. We've been doing so many of the repeat shows. By the way, last week was an entire week of Frank Schallenberger. Frank 1, 2, and 3. He only did 3 shows with us. We played them all last week. See how that's working for you. Be right back. This is Dennis J. Courtney, MD.